is. I woke up, turned the YouTube on, see what's going on the YouTube streets. And then I see um, clips, reacts, reloaded. I'll be watching some of his stuff too, so I had to click on, see what's going on. And I see, the Charleston White and the Hernandez Govan thing starting to heat up. Because the Hernandez dude is not backing down from Charleston White. And everybody say Charleston White, when you go in on him, he has he's undefeated with shutting people down with his, I guess you could call it tongue lashing. I'm still just confused, man. But I guess it's entertaining. But certain things definitely not entertaining, and certain things are just to be left alone, man. But this is wild, man. I had to react before I can even just get up and get my day started, man. Because I'm not understanding how people like entertainment when somebody else playing with somebody's kid that passed away. And don't get it twisted. I'm a Young Dolph fan. Lot of respect for Young Dolph. A lot of respect for Young Dolph. I even actually, before Young Dolph all the way took off, me and my homie Rome, my boy Black from Raleigh, we brought him to the club in Raleigh. We supported Dolph on his come up when he was killing the mixtape circuit. I brought Young Dolph down here, and he came through with him and his team, and they actually drove down and all that. Good dude, great dude. Glad I had the opportunity to really get to meet him. Showed mad love. We was chilling. And if the Govan dude got off on this situation, I'm from the streets, man, and I ain't proud to say nothing as if um like that's supposed to mean something. It just showed you that we had a hard life and where we came from and where we trying to go. Which is sad that a lot of y'all rappers out there come from this hard life that we came from, get in a great position and still keep that hard life while you are rich, and then it sends you right back to jail, which it's like a smack in the face to our God. When God say I bless you and you still do the devil work, then he send you back to the devil. And when he send you back to the devil leave you while you in jail and he don't try to help you get out. But if it was vice versa, you was doing the right thing and you was put inside of that jail for all the wrong reasons, then God will help you. And I'm only saying that because I've been in jail with people that is in there for unjustified stuff, and they follow God, and then some reason something just happens for them and they get out of jail. And you see it on these YouTube streets when people go to jail 10 years, 8 years, even in this whole bull crap with Young Thug, the dude that's supposed to shot up Lil Wayne truck, the Pee Wee dude, even his case got overturned. Maybe he was doing something right. I'm just saying. But my whole point is, how do people follow a person that talks about a person's child that dies and think that it's cool just because y'all hear a lot of good intellectual things that he speak about? It's called a bad outweigh the good, a good outweigh the bad. I'm confused with this Charleston White stuff, man. I'm confused, man. Now, I'm saying that to say, when I met, Dolph, good person and all that, rock with him, that's leading up to the Govan dude. He got found not guilty. I really didn't follow the case too much. I don't know how he got off. He's still claiming his innocence, saying he was not a part of that. The dude that was telling on him, which was a dude that liked pills and deal with eat pills, and would say anything to get out of jail, and incremented him inside of that case or whatever. However it may go, the streets know if Govan did it or not. Period. Right? Him coming out here still going back and forth with Charleston is kind of wild. Like, should have just left it alone. But he did, if he choose to. But Charleston said, "You mentioned my name, I wasn't thinking about you. But when you mentioned my name, and Charleston ain't slick, you was saying stuff about him while he was in there. And that's the only reason why he came out here and started talking to you, Seti Nash, and whoever. They said the joint with Seti Nash was a trick or a setup for something else, but for an issue, bigger move. We haven't really seen nothing else that was concrete about it. But how is the man able to just talk about people dead, kids, man, and think that a person not gonna react? But once again, if homie was smart, like Gilly don't pay it no attention. Because at the end of the day, he really know it. He all over TV. Ain't too much he could do to Charleston. If it was real street stuff, Charleston would have been probably dealt with for real. And we're gonna react to some of this stuff on the homie clip reaction reloaded, man. Y'all gotta go over there and see the. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear Govan, man. What strikes my nerve is the man talking about the man dead daughter, and he gonna send a cup of pee over there and everything, and still taunting him. That's buck wild to me, man. Jazzy Bourne said he has a lot of psychological issues. Who has a lot of psychological issues? Govan or um, Charleston White? Because Charleston White is very sharp. I just seen something the other day when he was speaking. He go down to the city council and he was speaking as an activist for the kids and all. This is before he started this YouTube stuff. And he was speaking very intellectual. He knew what he was talking about. And now all of a sudden he crossed over to this YouTube stuff, and his main goal is be a character and go at rappers that talk about killing and all of the above. Even if so, what's his main goal? That he wants to taunt rappers or act like he's a rapper, but in another way, and still say how he's saying how rappers say that bitch this, I fucked the bitch last. Excuse me, YouTube, but I had to say these words. I effed the bitch last night, this to that. I shot this house up at this to that, to this to that. And that's really his claim to fame, to the reason of why he do what he do on the internet.
3, 2.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this. Let me get this in position, man.
Injured in a crash? Success matters. Call James Scott Farron. I'm TV's judge.
But still.
Ever since Hernandez Govan beat the case.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this. Let me get this in position.
Back and watch this fool, because he is a.
All right, we're gonna react.
Back and watch this fool, because he is a fool.
Jazzy said he is sharp, but has a lot of mental issues from his past also. Yep. Has a glass eye since a kid that he talked about. Yep, and he did that say cheese joint, but you know that was acting to me. Somebody else made a point of that. He was acting. Jazzy says some people with mental illness have a lot of intelligence. Yeah, they definitely sharp. They sharp. They so smart. That's probably what drives them in that capacity. But that's a fact. But we're gonna react to this, man.
He talking tough and bad, like he can really whoop somebody. Maybe before Dolph was, you could. You can't do nothing now, son, for Dolph and the target. You a target.
Make sure I hit that like button. I need a quick 100 likes. Once you pass it.
And you know, homie called him out for a fight, but he don't want to fight him. He want to put somebody else up to fight him and all that. And I'm gonna let y'all see something. Yo, this dude is wild, man. Talking about somebody's kid. And then he spoke to the dude, baby mama. The baby mothers reached out to Charleston and all that. And Charleston used that against him in a clip yesterday. Exactly. His lack of empathy is the issue. That's what Jazzy Barnes said, man. That's a fact. His lack of empathy. But people still support what this dude do. But we're gonna go ahead, man. For real, man.
More content. So White is brave enough to say all that to his. So White is brave enough to say all that to his face.
Charleston, I can't believe you got the nerve to jump your anorexic J.J. Evans looking at on YouTube and make an hour-long video about me. What kind of that in the corner behind that wife? Laker jersey came on your stage and tapped the ground like he was Brian Urlacher or something. Man, you been getting punched on and tapped on and danced on for a minute now.
Yeah, we're gonna go into the Charleston White part, man.
Around here looking like you had the mangs. I really feel sorry for you, boy.
And Brad doubled down with.
Hold up, y'all. I'm bugging. How I get away from that? I need y'all to hear this real quick, man. Because homie is way out of line. Charleston White is way out of line, man.
Our politicians and regulators, they're giving Duke Energy
Because the
whatever
man
they want.
said,
They're letting Duke Energy charge us.
and I'm letting y'all hear all this stuff in real time right now.
We have to pay Duke even if the plants never get built at all.
Because Charleston White said he sent somebody to go put pee on the man's daughter grave.
People try to base their
After Charleston said,
what other people are.
After he said,
Charleston White claimed to have sent somebody to leave a styrofoam cup full of urine at Hernandez Govan.
Exactly. I want y'all to hear this.
Sent shockwaves through the YouTube streets.
Saying I pay somebody to go desecrate your daughter's grave. Listen, they left a pee cup on side the grave. but it's a styrofoam cup, so they would leave their fingerprints.
Can y'all
So
hear
in the
this,
morning, when
Jazzy?
you wake up, see if your family or somebody go to your daughter's grave and see if it's a cup of piss, and that's how you know if I done told you the truth or not. It can't link back to me. Cause guess what? They go come in, they
Finesse said this couldn't have happened in the 80s. Harlem, someone would have confronted Charleston. Somebody would have went looking for homie, man. For real. And see, this is, but my thing is, how could you act as if you are doing what you're doing to make a better stance? What lesson is he teaching by playing with people, saying these things? Hopefully they do something to him, or if they do approach him, he makes sure that he's in a position to have a stand my ground case if he do something to somebody by him taunting people. I get it. Certain people just, if you should have tough skin and don't even worry about what nobody say. But people ain't really with the keep talking and all that and keep talking about me stuff. But he's smart enough to know how to stay in his position. Wisdom be the underground said, and they really following him still. That's a fact, man. How? How? I used to say, yo, homie be wilding when he talk, man. This thought before he start, disrespecting dead children and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, yo, homie saying some stuff, man. I said, homie, he be wilding, but he be saying some smart stuff, which he do. And that's the part that tricking people when he speak intellectual. And but then again, he gonna go back and say something about somebody kid. What kind of morals do any human being got on this planet that will still follow his movement after saying those things? He just spoke to the Govan um Govan's baby moms. They reached out to him and all that, and they basically saying, yeah, you didn't know, you don't know. He really ain't in his daughter's life, and he ain't this and he ain't that. And they gave him inside information on him for him to use against Govan and all that. And the baby mother's boyfriend was shot, supposed allegedly, popped Govan in the butt, something, whatever, and all that. But still, the end of the day, you called that man out when he was in there, and you were saying things about him, which Govan should have came home and not said nothing. Who cares? Jazzy said, what they say, God sometimes take care of the baby and fools. That's a fact. Wisdom said, Wisdom said, facts, I don't like him. That ninja rude. That's a fact. He's rude, man. Jazzy said because it shows how ignorant dominates in the black culture. That's a fact. And these are the things we always talk about when we up here. How and he's aware of that, and he's eating off of that, and he's feeding off of that. He went from being in front of the council talking about how the government took his funding from his money to help the kids, what he was doing, to actually starting to come to YouTube and knowing it's winning, and he making a lot of money from it. So how you go from a black activist to a person that do rude and ignorant stuff like the rappers, but doing it in another form on YouTube and winning from it? Now, if you have an end goal of showing that the rappers do all of the bull crap that they do and talking ignorant and about killing and all of that, and you have an end goal for it being the character that you are being, then okay, then so be it. But let us know what your end goal is. But other than that, you are being and doing the same thing that they are doing, and you getting away with it. He even apologized to the Govan baby mama. I didn't know. I apologize. I apologize. And now he's back up here still saying he put pee on the grave after he apologized. That should be a smack in the face to the Govan baby mama, which she shouldn't have never even jumped in that. Even if Govan is a piece of trash or whatever, I don't know. I'm just saying, if she why she get involved to contact Charleston White, and now she did that, and he apologized to her after she gave all the information, apologized to the baby and all that. Now he sent somebody to put a cup of pee on the grave now, right after she did all of that. What kind of fuck? Excuse my language, man. But that's cray cray right there, man. That's real whack right there, for real. That's whack. And you want to play like that, and people saying Govan gonna crash out? Of course he gonna crash out, cause he's from the streets, and you playing with him in public, and which you gotta be smart though. You got to be smart, man. You got to be smart, Govan. You got to fall back from the internet, bro. And I ain't telling you what to do and how to do it, but I'm just telling you, you got to fall back from the internet. Stop feeding in and talking to him, because this ain't nothing but a show. And real gangsters don't show nothing, man. And if you was a part of that case with Dolph, the way it happened and all that shows that you wasn't smart about it. So I'm just saying, if you was, and I'm not calling you stupid or nothing. It's none of my business. I'm just saying, you can't feed into none of this. If you got a problem with that dude, fall back from the internet. If so be it. You got to fight smart and move and move smart. Don't move in his territory. And this is his territory, man. He doing all this to taunt you, and he already know. He already put it out there who gonna do something to him. That's what he do with all the rappers. Put it out there who gonna do something to him. If something happened to him, now, they gonna come get you, Govan. And he got plenty of enemies, so nobody will never know who did nothing to him. But the last enemy that he's speaking with is you, Govan. So you better chill out, because right now is the best time for any of his other enemies to move on him right now. That's always been quiet after they felt the dispute went down. And you know, at the time on this internet, once things die down, nobody don't pay no attention no more. So now if it's their time to move on him, you only setting yourself up for failure, and you're going to be back in court again for something that you didn't do. In real life, bro. Jazzy said, sense not that common. That's a fact. Wisdom said, he diss cats and just think they supposed to accept his apology. Then he diss him again. That boy crazy. That's a fact, man. But my main thing is, what's making me mad is he disrespectful to these kids, man. You disrespectful to these kids, bro. What you mean you gonna put some pee on the side of the thing? All right, so what does that mean after you put the pee on the side of her grave? What does that mean to him when he offered you to fight? And then you show him where you sitting at on top of a balcony and saying he can't reach you, or he ain't even on your level and all of that. Anybody could go to the beach or to Vegas or wherever and rent one of them little rooms and put it and sit on the balcony and talk that talk, even if that really is your house. That's cool. God bless you for even having that. But the way you earning your movement right now by disrespecting black people and their kids and all that, bro, and having a slick tongue and all that, that's crazy. And then you go and speak some real knowledgeable stuff right after that that's supposed to benefit black people, but ain't nothing happened to benefit black people yet from all the knowledge that you speak. You ain't in front of the council people no more since you learned this YouTube streets. The dude, they like, bro, you bugging. And you protected from these cameras. You protected, but once you mention people's name, to come do something to you. But like I said, Govan, you need to chill out because the people, if the people that he really was speaking about was still on the time that they used to be on, once it died down and he's on to somebody else, right now be the perfect time to go get at him. And see, he don't even understand the methods of real gangsterism. And he can say he do. He grew up with this, he grew up with that. Got a good jacket, ain't nothing on his name. It's snitch stuff on his name. So he knew he had to run with the snitch narrative so people can't call him a snitch. See, he's real smart and moving and real strategic. So you call himself a snitch because he knew it was going to come out later. That's what all these other rappers need to understand. Stop talking like y'all really not. Y'all really all knew y'all was snitches and y'all didn't know that the FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act, was going to start taking place inside of this YouTube world. Interrogation, interrogation room, video, audio gonna come out, all of the above. And that's why y'all looking crazy right now. Everybody acting like they real official. Y'all not official. All y'all rappers been fake, 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 man. A lot of people got a bunch of bull crap. But Charleston saying ain't nothing on his jacket and all that. But at the end of the day, bruh, you did tell on somebody before. So that's just what it is. But people want to hear negativity and don't care. And as long as it ain't they kids. Same way how snitches work. As long as you ain't tell on me, I'm cool with it. And that's how people think. But ain't no snitch hanging around me. If I see you and I know you and I know or heard you might be a rat or whatever, I see you, I speak to you. If you walk past me, I'll give you a pound and I'll keep it moving. It is what it is. It's just called killing people with kindness. Period. But how you out here speaking on some activist stuff, but what are you doing for the people now? You done forgot about that. You just still speaking activist stuff, but making money off YouTube, and then start speaking and talking crazy to people and covering yourself with these cameras, man. And speaking a person's name, so if something happened to you, they'll know who to go look for. This is wild to me, man. Wisdom say, yeah, Charleston will definitely call them on you. That's a fact. He already told you that. He's claiming that he's the one that got Lil Boosie's son locked up. He'll show he'll show his knives and guns and on that. Then talk this. I'ma call the cops. BS. Facts. You speaking right, no doubt. But he show all that stuff to hope that that'll back people up off of him a little bit. But people where I come from, man, people died back in the days, and still not even all the way back in the days. People get unalived with those with the thing on them. Nobody will care about that. Especially if we know you got it, we gonna spank you quick before you able to get it. That's where I come from. We know he roll with the things when we see him, ain't even no hesitation. That's when you get it faster. So nobody don't even care about that. All that's fake out stuff. Homie had Charleston White had a hard time fighting that little white boy is fighting, man. That was a hard time, man. You ain't got no wins for nobody out here in these streets, boy. You like, come on, man. And the dude asking you to fight right now. Govan asked you to fight. You trying to pass it to somebody else and you won't put the money up. Oh, so you selective who you fight now. But you got all this mouth. Boy, that's funny. Boy, man. Jazzy said, I wouldn't be surprised if Charleston was involved with some kind of weird witchcraft. Yeah, the way, he do all this talking and talking and and you know, and certain people don't even go at him no more. Whack 100 was going at him for a minute, and Whack be going at everybody. Then that died down. But it comes to a point where I ain't gonna keep going back and forth with this dude. So I get it. I get it. But he's buck wild. Wisdom be underground said he dissed black sisters and brothers. He want the cops to shoot us down crazy. Jazzy said, wasn't there a movie called Black Judas about an undercover informant? And didn't Charleston say he would have shot Fred Hampton too? I don't know. I ain't see that. But I can imagine. I mean, I didn't hear about him saying what he would have did, but he say some of the weirdest stuff, which is shock value. And shock value bring a lot of money up here. But that's the that and for him to be uh short dude, don't really got no real weight on him, really beat people up and all that stuff. He say these things. He say these things and knowing he really can't beat people. Like when the dude caught him in the barber shop and he was standing behind his girl with the broomstick. Like, what a broomstick gonna do? Especially a nigga got weight on him, and you ain't even gotta have that much weight for a nigga, for a dude to have a broomstick. You only gonna get a few swings to a dude get up close to you, man, and it's a wrap. We getting it popping, for real. We getting it popping, man. And his last fight wasn't a good one. It wasn't impressive, man, because he was fighting somebody that don't know how to fight. Period. But how you gonna tell somebody that I know how you even actually did it? He basically said, go up there now and look, there's some pee over there. And Govan is really saying, yeah, let some water rain on that. Rain on her grave, excuse me. It's gonna be a problem. So, with the way Govan reacting to this stuff and listening to some parts of the case of things that how things occurred, it makes me wonder, bro, if you really did what they said you did, because you up here really falling victim to what this guy is doing is saying, man. Because now, if something happened to him, they coming to get you, Govan. Whether you did it or not, they're gonna love to come get you because you beat them in a trial right now. And you falling victim to a guy that says that he's being a character. Only way to be the guy that's playing a character is to show them don't play with a gangster. And don't be on no internet. And don't say nothing. And do what he did. He said he paid people to find out who you was, where you at, how it goes. And he's, the baby mama reached out to him. And I get it. Baby mama probably, according to Govan, because I don't want to say nothing bad about nobody because I don't know her. He's basically saying she was ignorant. She fell out with her own daughter as well, and she do this and that. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. So if what Govan's saying is true about her, then she would reach out to a Charleston White. But the average person wouldn't reach out to Charleston White, even if they mad at Govan and don't like Govan no more. And if she was in love with Govan before, but not no more, would never reach out to Charleston White, because they are, they are, when you are thinking in a grown woman and a grown man mentality, you still ain't gonna reach out to a Charleston White regardless. Cause what do it all get her? Is Charleston sending her some money? According to him, he sent people money, so maybe he did send her money. He say he paid private investigators to go and find out this and find out that. I'm saying, if you a gangster, you'll put your mind to the street and would. Not saying, I'm not telling Govan what to do. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking third party. A real gangster would put their mind to the street, don't answer none of this stuff, nothing, and go get at him. But if you would have never even said nothing to him because he said something to you, and he threw out all of that just for this reason, to keep what he do that's negative, to create more negative stuff that brings in more money for him. So he was hoping that you reacted to him. Unless you and him is doing a play together and he calls you, look, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to act like we getting in beef with each other and this and that. We just, but I don't know. Ain't nobody can put a play with me with saying they're going to put P by my daughter's grave. There's no money in the world where I would ever let nobody play with my kids' grave. Ever. Because they already something that I would die for. Period. To this day. So nobody couldn't even play with me. So this kid, I don't get this being a play with him and Charleston for the internet. So yeah, I wouldn't have never even came out and said nothing. And even if Charleston said something about him while he was locked up and after he beat the case, he come home. It is what it is. He said what he said. I ain't feeding into that. I don't know them people. They just talk about me because the case is worldwide. So it is what it is. I'm going to leave it alone. But it was thrown out there for you to say something back to them. And for you to say something back to them is showing how hot-headed it is. I'm only up here on this joint right now because he said something about Govan's child. And I'm only saying this because a guy like Charleston White is popular out here because of ignorance like this. And it makes me wonder, our people in our culture, how y'all even support something like that and still saying, oh, Charleston White getting at him, oh, he in trouble. Oh, Charleston White is undefeated when he go at people. By talking about people's dead kids, and y'all are cool with that out here? But if it ain't your kid, then it's cool. I'm confused, man. And we wonder why we in situations as far as good jobs, good housing somewhere, public schools, somewhere for our kids to go after school. We don't have none of that ish. Nothing for us. And you know why? Because it's people like us that will listen to people like us that tear us down. And he's tearing us down in an intellectual way. He trick you speaking intellectual, but then come back and say something crazy about somebody's child. Now, he say he helps the kids and all that. Who I would never let my kid go to a person like him on the internet. Nothing that he does and say he's doing it for the community. Why would I do that? Because he has a negative mentality. So if he has a smart mentality and a negative mentality, my kid go there, which part will my kid learn? The negative or the positive? And I wouldn't want my kid to go there if there is a negative part included in that program. So it's showing that he has a program of negative and positive. I like the positive, but the negative overrode me not taking my kid there. This is crazy to me. And like Jazzy said, that's some type of mental issue. And he showed that he had mental issues growing up on that Say Cheese the other day. But that don't still give him no right to give him a pass. He need to go and get that done. And he need to get off the internet with the bull crap he doing. Speaking about people dead kids. That's crazy to me. When we go for that, when you do that, you ready to DIE. You ready to DIE, man. Straight like that. If I even thought somebody was scheming on my daughters, boy, you might as well go sit down somewhere. You might as well call it crash out, because before something happening to them, it's gonna happen to me. And before something happened to me, and you thinking you gonna do something to mine, it's gonna happen to you, and then it'll happen to me. And that's a fact. Jazzy said, yeah, that's you talking about me. But she said, but some people will do anything for money. Meaning the part when I said is him and Govan in cahoots together. And you're right, some people will do something for money. So I hope that homie wouldn't be doing nothing for no money. I hope that ain't the play. And if so, still, how would they respect him for him to even do that? If he even agreed to it, if a nigga agreed, excuse me, y'all. If a nigga agreed with me to do something that defaces his kid, and I want to get some money, I'm gonna be laughing at him while I'm walking away. Which I would never ask a man or a woman to ever do something like that. And that's what made me think it ain't a play either, because he's supposed to have some humanity in his brains. Meaning Charleston White, how would he even ask a man to even make a play like that and let him talk about his daughter? And if so, it's all of what the point of what I'm talking about. Wisdom Be the Underground said, and they cheering on. They crazy. I feel like you, big bro. I'm confused. They letting a fool lead them. It's crazy. That's a fact. Jay said, yeah, he has a lot of unhealed hate and trauma that was done to him as a kid. But he was speaking out in council meetings for black children and black kids. So if he had unhealed trauma, he should want to get things done right for us as people, as a whole. So his unhealed trauma is no excuse for him to be on the internet doing what he's doing. That's not it, Jazzy. He figured out how to make some money. Jazzy said, but he did say he don't believe in karma, because he said if there was karma, why hasn't the white people got theirs yet? But that don't even make sense. White people got their karma in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. Because once we was free as slaves, we could say that's karma. Because they thought that would never ever happen. Once we started rising and learning and all the way up to now getting degrees and getting good jobs, and they got their karma. But they still are able to hold their foot down on things because of people like him. He ain't using the smarts he got to go against these rappers that's talking crazy. Now, He could say what he's saying when they are doing ignorant things. I get it. But for you to taunt them and say, F this dude, F his mama, I don't care if he dead, F Nipsey Hussle, he ain't did this and this, that's reaction stuff to get money off the internet because us as a whole, we that's what we like to hear. We like to see the fight after school, breaking our neck to go see who going to fight. We ain't never had a person to walk out there and be like, yo, hold up, man. Y'all don't need to be out here fighting after school. Forget that. Look around, everybody just want to see who fighting. And then they can laugh and joke at you at the loser tomorrow. We never had that. He ain't out here for us. He out here to get money. And that's a fact. And people is really following that. And that's why the white people still winning. Because we got black people that when we do go get the jobs up in there with the white people that work for the state or the government, we take on their traits. We take on their traits. Jazzy said true, and they are having problems reproducing too. That's a fact. But what they are smart at is to keep their foot on controlling everything. And the control factor is government, courthouse, police. That's why if you a cop and you speak out about something, when you see one cop doing something wrong to another, especially if you are black, you fired. That's why their foot is on our neck. And why we not going to be strong to even overpower that part, the way we got out of slavery, which was calmer. Charleston White, it was calmer for them that we got out of slavery. Only reason why we not going to be able to get and overpower is because we don't stick together. We too busy worrying about who got the best car and the best shoes and the best sneakers, and or if one person getting $100 and I'm only getting $10, I'm jealous of the person that's getting $100. In all naturality, I'm only worth $10 and he was worth $100. Just take your $10 and figure out how to get $100 like he did or she did. It's in our culture, like it's in our blood. It's like some of us born to get money because it's in our bloodline. Some of us born to be haters because it's in our bloodline. And we don't, and the haters don't even know why. And they be mad why they can't get money. That's why they rob and kill people or our own people. We sneak them and run up in their houses and do things to them and take their money and want to take. Because it's in our bloodline. And well, let me say in some of our culture bloodline. Jaddy said, at least when Muhammad Ali had a lot of mouth, it was for a cause. That's a fact. He had a cause for what he was doing. And it was for the people all day long. And a lot of our big leaders like that, we wonder why they pass away from little silly stuff, which Muhammad Ali, they say boxers and football players take too many blows to the head. Later on, it caused that, I forgot the name of the thing that it caused in your brain, but Major Game, blessings to you, bro. But it's a problem out here, man. We don't stick together, and we got people that follow a person like Charleston White think that it's all right. Like that nigga really got people blinded, man. I'm sitting here looking at this dude. talk to this Govan dude, and I'm like, really, what's your point? How you mad that he coming back at you? Because you said something to him. And you act like he said something to you first. He was locked up, so he couldn't have said nothing to you first. So that don't even make sense. So he do have the right and the choice to come back and say something if he want to. The smart choice would have been to leave it alone. But he did just what you. Once he did that, I can see Charleston White. Yes, he said something to me. Yes, yes. Now let me put my blueprint together. How I'm gonna go at him now because he's big topic of the world, and them big topic already for who I go at. Now I got another way to stay relevant. If people ignore Charleston White, he gonna die out. He won't even get money no more. No more. Period. Jazzy said true. True. The older I get, the more I understand why Harriet Tubman said she had no children to choose some slaves because they didn't realize they would be forever slaves mentally and go against her. Yeah, that's deep. Correction to above, no choice. All right, yeah, I got you. Instead of no children. Yeah, man, it's deep. It's deep that homie talking about somebody's child, man. You pee on the grave and all that. And one thing about Boosie, man, I love kids, man. One thing I'm a sucker for is kids. Period. I don't care if they minds or not. I love kids, man. And for somebody to say something about somebody's kid, I don't care if I don't even like you. You got a kid or a baby. I ain't never gonna let nothing happen to that baby. Nothing. Period. At all. And for you to say something about somebody's child, man, that's so damn, man. That right there is what really blew me, man. That blew me right there, man. For him saying that, I ain't even get to do the reaction and let y'all hear it. Y'all, but that's crazy. Who does that? Tell me who does that, man. Jazzy Bourne said that's some dark karma that will come back on a person. Yeah, but according to him, he ain't got karma. So it might be the other thing that you said. He might be part of some witchcraft. Oh yeah, yep, there you go. Witches and warlocks. You took the words out of my mouth. As soon as I said it, you sent the text through. I don't know, man. How could a person that say they care about people in our culture can say, F your daughter, I'll pee on her grave, F your son, that's why he dead. I can go kiss mine now. And he called his kid on the phone, talk to his kid, and then hang it up and then say, yeah, I just talked to my son, yeah. Gilly. No, I ain't want to really say it, but I gotta let y'all feel the impact of what I'm saying. Yeah, Gilly, yeah. You can't call your son right now. Oh yeah, I just hung up mine. He going to the go do this and go do that. Yeah, it feel good to talk to my. Yo, who could taunt somebody and say that, man? And Gilly is a real street dude, man, that changed his life. And changed his life. But if you was in the streets, you wouldn't stand a chance with a person like Gilly, man. At all. Especially with people use the real bad boys move in silence tactics. Trust me, man. Trust me. Major Game said Charleston White is a whole clown that craves attention. He know people gonna react, so they say anything. He ain't just craving attention. It's not attention. He's moving on the money aspect. It's not about the attention. It's marketing. That's what it is. Where it's marketing, and he don't care. It's like a person that El Bliss say you can't deal with people like that. Not at all. But it's a person that just say, I don't even care no more. If this is working and I'm getting some money from it, I'm gonna keep running with it. And he done got punched. He done got jumped on, tackled. He done got a lot of stuff. He don't even care. It is what it is. I'm gonna do this until somebody really get at me and get me. I ain't scared to die. Yeah, Jazzy said that was so low. Yeah, that was very low, man. But people would applaud that and think like, oh yeah, like that's just something to be congratulated. Like he ain't nothing to play with. Charleston could get you, tongue lashing you and all that. That's cool. That's funny. Y'all stand on that. He wanted Gilly to get so mad and crash out and lose his freedom. Exactly. And that's what he about to do with Govan, man. He's gonna do that. And I advise Govan, fall back from that. You got other issues, man. And I'm only saying this to say you got other issues because it's people that love Dolph and they not playing about Dolph. So if you focusing on him, and this is what Charleston said too, yeah, come tell me where you want to fight at. I can set the fight up. Because once I set the fight up and you're gonna be and I'm gonna publicize it, it's probably gonna be people outside waiting to get at him because they're gonna exactly know where he at. That's one thing. Just all the things that he is doing to antagonize this Govan dude. And that's what he want Gilly to do. And Gilly figured it out like the real smart street dude that he is. I ain't even gonna feed back into that. But I promise you, Gilly at home, so mad and raving that he can't say nothing. He can't return to the old him. And that's what come with this celebrity word. Look like nothing. Make our culture look like nothing. The white people stay winning. We ain't never gonna win because we helping them make us lose as a culture. It's crazy. But yeah, I gotta make moves, y'all. I gotta make moves, man. I gotta get up and tend to. So I'm gonna hit y'all back. We're gonna do a part two to this. I'm gonna do some